280Q and a RECCS. 240. I have 3 gated communities where I have to dismount and walk to the code box and turn my arrow key to have access to enter the community. I have not noticed anywhere in the DPM where I can insert the dismount and footage for this. Please let me know how we will get compensated for this action. A. This time will be entered as miscellaneous time during the mini-mail survey periods. 241. Is 3M mail to be sorted out en route, or is it an end-of-day duty? A. That time should be included in end-of-shift duties. 242. Is the return to DU key used only once at the end of the day when finished serving the route? Or is it also used for a second trip? A. That entry should only be used once per day when all route work is completed. 243. While mapping my route today, the system gave me 72 errors for delivery points over 500 feet from the mailbox. Is there a limit to the distance? A. No, there is no limit. The system is set up to flag distances over 500 feet from mailbox to DDD for verification that the distance is correct. The distances are still allowed to be mapped and will be used in any distance calculations. 244. I am just wanting to know if I am reading this correctly. We only use AUTHDISMOUNT when we have to make a second trip and not for the initial trip. I have been told to put 1 in for each of my dismount every day. I only make 1 trip for each dismount. Could you please clarify this for me? A. The AUTHDISMOUNT entry is only used when you make 2 or more trips at an authorized dismount location. The first trip is already included in your evaluation every day. 245. When a carrier has a package to pick up that either will not scan or doesn't have a barcode, how do they receive credit for it? The scanner is not accepting it. A. An update to the MDD scanners will soon allow us to enter a carrier-PU event, even if none of the parcels collected have barcodes. The same update allows 0 as the number of parcels collected when a carrier is sent for a carrier pickup and the customer leave no parcels or no qualifying pieces. 246. When we use prepaid acceptance on the scanner, do we get paid for those scans? Or do we only get paid for the scans and carrier pickup? A. When collecting prepaid parcels under 2 pounds, use the prepaid acceptance scan as always. Credit will be given for the scan and for any handling time upon return to the office as part of end-of-shift duties. 247. Are all the mis-sent letters in DPS counted in the end-of-run report and fed to the RECCS? A. No, all mis-sent and any other 3M mail pulled from or brought back from DPS letters or flats will be counted as random mail during the mini-mail counts. 248. If you have a parcel for a business or house and you bring the mail up to the door, are you sacrificing your mailbox stop credit? A. No, the stop will be recorded along with the delivery of the parcel, so the box would be counted toward the coverage factor for the day. 249. Amazon was late arriving to the unit. The office had already scanned distribution up. They started scanning the Amazon packages with the next day's delivery time. Would we still receive the scan/delivery credit if we take the packages and delivered them even though they weren't showing arrived at unit until the next business day? A. Yes, the delivery scan is all that is required to receive credit under RECCS. 250. Will management be able to change the data that I put into my scanner? A. No, the only ability of local management to change any entries is to match the timekeeping scans to the times written on the 4240 by the carrier. No other entries may be edited locally. 251. We are receiving our express mail in the middle of the day. We are being notified by management we will have to deliver when we get back off the route. We have been told not to enter it as a deviation on the scanner, but to simply write down the mileage on the right side 4,240 and get paid as a second trip. How should these express deliveries at the end of your workday be put into the scanner if they are not counted as a deviation? A. Priority express mail deliveries at the completion of the route as a second trip to the route are paid as a second trip. These are not included in the STARTDEVIATION or in deviation MDD entries. 252. We have 2 businesses that get morning and afternoon package pickups. Do we use the carrier pickup scan on each stop since they are separate stops? Or is it still just one carrier pickup scan per address for the whole day? A. You would use the carrier PO entry for both events. 253. Would a hold mail bundle that fits inside of a mailbox be considered an UNSCANPARCEL entry? A. Yes, just as in previous mail counts, a bundle of held mail delivered is counted as a parcel. The location of delivery would be entered after the UNSCANPARCEL entry. 254. How are we credited for 3821 in RECCS? A. Time for completing Form 3821 clearance receipt is included in the actual timed end of shift duties. 255. In my training, I was told we need to scan before casing DPS? This is not correct, right? A. There is no RECCS entry or scan to be done before you case DPS. 256. When does management start entering safety/service talks in the RECCS system? A. That entry will begin on April 23, 2022, when we start data collection on the RECCS activity scan/entries. 257. How does a hardship get credited to a route? This is an everyday dismount. A. Hardship deliveries are recorded as other boxes and credited with a dismount and distance each day in the mapping program. 258. Do we still record mileage in notes section for second trips so we can get the additional 2 minutes per mile and the additional EMA if we have POV? A. Yes, nothing will change until the first new evaluations take effect on October 8, 2022. The only difference is you should now be using the NDD to record STARTLOADVEH and ENDLOADVEH. 259. How are prepaid parcels from Mailbox credited in RECCS? A. When collecting prepaid parcels under £2, use the prepaid acceptance scan as always. Credit will be given for the scan and for any handling time upon return to the office as part of end of shift duties. If the parcel weighs over £2, it will qualify for a carrier PO entry. 260. I have a parcel that is too big for the mailbox. The customer has left a designated bin for parcels at their mailbox. I have to dismount my vehicle to put the parcel in that bin. How do I scan this, so I get the proper credit? A. When mapping the route, the location of the designated bin would be mapped as the door location for that box. When delivering a parcel to the bin, you would choose delivered to garage/other location, and be credited with the distance. 261. When delivering a certified mail piece, do you use the Doormaster option on the scanner? A. No, the trip to the door is automatically included in the delivery scan of an accountable item. 262. Do the actual hours worked affect your evaluation under RECCS? Carriers in my office are working 10 or 11 hours a day thinking they'll have a bigger evaluation the longer they're on their route even if it's a light mail day. A. No. The only actual times used to determine RECCS evaluations are loading time, service/safety talks, end of shift duties, and deviations for priority express mail. 263. What scan do we use for money orders in the RECCS? A. There is no activity scan/entry for money order requests. If you have to go to the door, you will enter Doormaster. Otherwise, you collect the money and request from the box, and all time involved in purchasing the money order is included in end of shift duties actual time. 264. WSS guidance states to only enter these if the bundle has not been processed on automation equipment. How are carriers to determine which bundles have been through automation equipment and which have not? A. That simply means the mailing was not processed in your DPS mail. A WSS mailing is one presented in bundles or tubs that has not been run with your DPS mail. 265. Where is the credit given to remove tags from empty equipment and putting the equipment back in the staging areas? A. Please see page 87 of top. 266. If we go 4 times trip to door for parcels, what number should I enter on NDD 4 or 3? A. You enter the total trips when more than one trip is necessary to deliver parcels and or accountable items to the door. So, 4 is the answer. 267. Every day I drive more than the mapped mileage due to the delivery of parcels to the door.